Hello and welcome back to my Irkutsk. Right now we are currently focusing on trying to prepare a raid against the Partisan Republic of Aldan. I think this might start a war. It also might not. I have my troops there ready just in case. But other than that, we are also doing an internal affair, working on bolstering the NKVD presence, and we're going to make sure that the state has overwhelming power over the party. This, of course, might start a civil war. I'm not for sure, but it's possible. Let's see. Completed? Oh. Okay, I think I did that right. War planning. We'll keep this how it is for now. Tribute paid. Interesting, and we can't do a raid. Let's see, the next one. 6 divisions, 6 to 8 divisions. Could get new workers and get industrial expertise to improve. Cultural methods. Let's see. Wait, it's under construction, that's right. State atheism, controlled unions. Oh, all the way down here, I bet. Public education, penile labor. Let's go ahead and go with new workers to get industrial expertise up. Expand the gulag. With the population, I don't really want to do that. So wins the World Cup. Funded Commissar's defense. War support will go down. Division defense would be nice. Let's go for the new division. Oh, we don't have enough influence. Let's get more Commissars, sure. Collapse of the Triumvirate, fair enough. Let's see, we have a good GDP. No debt. That's good. An internal affair, bolster the NKVD presence, a lot of encryption, political power gain, fair amount of decryption, and some ideological drift defense. Societal development. Right, so this is power tools and stuff like that. That's what's hurting. Train new workers, industrial expertise is what's going up. Okay. So we just need to keep moving all of those up in the right direction, and that's how we'll eventually get to where we want. Turkey declares war, another imperialist war. Basic literacy, that's at least moving in the right direction, I guess. The poverty rate's really hurting us. I guess the monthly population is nice, but overall, Italian Empire has destroyed Yugoslavia. The Italian Authority. I wonder how long does it take for the scavenge for loot to pop up? I wonder if I have to have, like, no loot. World planning, no. We don't want to do that. Political campaign, no. Alright, so we can do renew the central authority, manpower, this will decrease pouring time, or secure union, consumer goods down, encryption up, electrical drift defense up, political power gains up. That's exactly what we need. Own any state, fully controlled, okay. One division in state. Not have a non-aggression pact. Waiting on a raid. What happens if the raid fails, though? I mean, we'll keep our stuff on their borders. The Principality of... So who are you? These guys. Okay. Scavenge for loot, almost done. Let's see. Initiate raid. Research finish. Oh yeah, that was our... We want horizontal... Do we want efficiency cap or efficiency growth? Being put down. I'll take the growth, I guess. Tribute paid. Miraculously, Cheetah's caved and paid his tribute, handing over desired loot from the state. Bloodshed has been avoided. I'm gonna live to fight another day. As long as Cheetah's to surrender to us so easily next time. More research, new industrial equipment, new agriculture. Go with agriculture. They need to have at least one, not us. Okay, that makes sense. Right now that we have a bunch of political power, what do we want to do? Strengthen. Strengthen the ministries. Retention goes... Oh, we cannot pass reform for 180 days. Okay. Wait, train our... I did not mean to click that, but we trained our troops. Gundy finally done it. Alright, non-nuclear power. We'll keep going up. Central authority, even after the mutiny ended, there was still a large amount of discontent in the Bureauite territories. Furthermore, the mutiny required us to basically rebuild the bureaucracy, as we could not truly ensure the loyalty of many of the Bureauian bureaucrats. However, we have increased patrols and begun the process of reintegrating discontent from Bureauite slowly died down, much dissipating entirely. Finally, our efforts have paid off, as the Bureauite lands have finally been fully integrated. Administrative shortcomings. I wonder if we'll get another focus tree after we do continuing course. Comrade Maxim. Alexei grunted as his back struck the ground a yard or two below the rocks he had so carefully tried to maneuver over just moments before. Training had consumed most of the time, but it was relatively calm compared to other days. As the bulk of today's training had wrapped up, the officers were sent located to fetch some things from camp. Walking there, the 23-year-old had tried to walk along the rocks like a child, trying to keep their balance on a brick barrier. Digging his gloved hands into the snow behind him, the young soldier hauled himself into an upright position. Now, face red and battered by the bitter winds, he found himself starting out at Lake Baikal from his bank. Dusting snow off his coat, he kept his eye on the horizon. Could it hurt to sit here for a second, he argued, opening his satchel with a pop, retrieving his canteen. Alexei watched the stars begin to shine brighter and the sky shift purple to inky black over the course of 15 minutes. Just as he began to stand up, something white darted past the vision. Right, Sophie saw. His eyes followed the blur to the edge of the stones. Where now a rabbit, what is pure snow-driven snow, munched on a plant struggling to grow in the frozen soil. Completely undisturbed by his presence, the bunny watched the clear lake water. Alexei remembered his childhood pets, animals he had found in the woods. His mother forced him to abandon. Hunching down, he produced his canteen once again and began pouring water into a small divot in the snow. Still undeterred by the larger creature's presence, the rabbit simply hopped over and began to drink peacefully, glancing left and right, showing that no one watched, and the soldier scooped it up, opening back up the satchel within the pop he placed it in. Gripping the rocks, he scaled back over and began to walk down camp, fully prepared to be chewed out by the brass. I'll call him Maxim. Train our troops. So what we got was army experience gain, manpower, army experience. I guess we'll start training to use that to its full ability. I would have wanted to have done industrial investments or investment in infrastructure or external investing. Probably not external investing, but still. We need to try to get more loot somehow. We have no support equipment, right? Okay, no, it is being produced at a rate of 1 a week. Alright. Train our troops for another 30 days. That will do a strengthened mandate. Okay, cool. Go up. Strengthened mandate. It seems that all of our efforts have paid off. The strengthening of security combined with the propaganda showcasing the fact that the Presidium cares for the people has allowed us to acquire a new mandate. The people trust us more and more and believe that we are the best path forward for Russia. Even in Brody, the people now trust us over Sablin. This new sense of legitimacy means that we can embark on further efforts without having to worry about discontent from the people. USR may have been brought low, but we will restore its glory. Nope, still can't scavenge for loot. What does agricultural one do right now? Incredible population, factory output. Alright. Soon we'll stop training. So, I think I've already done new schools. Oh, scavenge for loot. Alright, research speed is getting better and better. Okay. American policing action. Interesting. Okay, there's stuff we can go against. The partisan. Alright, we'll start with you. Yeah, war support only being 9% is not super good. So ways to get that up. Stability for, I don't know. Right, we'll go for the raid. Tribute paid. Nice, strengthening the mandate. Let's go ahead and get this done. Let's listen to the mutiny. What mutiny? The disgraceful Sablinite rebellion against the Soviet Union. While their ideology was in the wrong place and they were promptly crushed by the real revolution, they sought to revolt against. Perhaps we could take some notes of their tactical ability against us. The ability for rebels to arm so many supporters is a curious one we should be opening commissions into. We need to analyze how they were able to achieve what they managed to do and see how we can adopt it to the Soviet Union army. While Soviets might not have been any good at using a tactic effectively, the Soviet Union will happily rebrand it as our own and use it more efficiently. Or did these guys already use theirs? Yeah, we can stop training now. Alright, we can't do this. We need to get persuade the party. We need 75, 65. Let's persuade the party. It's not something I particularly want to spend my political power on, but it's a step in the right direction. Get it up to 65, we can do this. Expand the NKVD jurisdiction. We are at 2 loot. Let's go for the research speed. Or at least the possibility of more research speed. Alright, for 60 days we'll work on that. Expand the forced labor. I mean, I'm considering it, I'm not gonna lie. and the forced lessons from the mutiny, lessons from their spirit. What was the driving force behind the rebellion, comrades? It was their hope and desire to remove our administration for their own predatory regime, which had ended up creating quite the inspirational source for them to gain the ideas of toppling the Union. We must take some notes from what gave the rebellious Sablinites their hope to take over, and note what we could gain from learning how they had formed a desire to replace the Soviet Union with their flawed system. If we could ignite the same light of patriotism, not for Sablin, but rather for the people of Russia within the Union, we could have much to gain from this, comrades. For tactical lessons, you have to admit it, comrade Volanov. Although they were traitors, they sure as hell fought like devils. Field Marshal Mazalnikov said as he took a sip of vodka. Indeed, and it still puzzles me as to how the hell they managed to find so many men and so many rifles under such short notice. Just watch our own forces try to mobilize that fast. It would be a goddamn circus act. Security Chief Volanov knew that the field marshal was mostly joking, but he couldn't help but see the hints of the uncomfortable truth in his jest. The mutiny began. The sheer size of Sablin's army was a cause for great concern among both the NKVD and the Red Army's high command. Volanov recalled that even General Secretary Yagata himself was deeply troubled by the mutiny's ability to mobilize so quickly in comparison to his own forces. If I had a chance, I'd set about whipping the men back into shape as soon as possible. When the time comes to march against the enemy once more, I don't want to be caught with my pants down again, you know? Volanov nodded in response as he took a drink. You should know, Comrade Field Marshal, that Comrade Yagoda had asked for me to open inquiries into the Seven-Night War effort. While I do not doubt his stalwart bravery in all things, I do believe he is still somewhat concerned our forces haven't yet learned anything from the mutiny. What do you think? Wolzov stopped to think for a moment. When he spoke again, he just in a hushed tone. You want to know what I think about Comrade? I think if we were to combine our tactics with that of the mutineers, we would not be a single force on the Eagles to combat that could hold our armies back. Perhaps if it was because he was just a little drunk, we all began getting the thought that Muslimov's theory might be necessary. Even if he had stumbled home that evening, President Milov couldn't help us thinking his discussion with the Field Marshal. We should focus on our own strength, or we should learn the lessons of war from your foes. Great. Step in the right direction, and a lesson from their spirit. Bulgaria sides with Germany. Balance of power for the state is slowly getting higher. Most Unionists win election. People's Revolution. Let's go ahead. This could be interesting. It will go against the People's Revolutionary Council. Initiate the raid. Ultimatum. I think this fell into out of control war, but lessons from Sablin. When Sablin did their absolutely graceful portrayal of what the Soviet Union stood for, it could be in our key interest to investigate Soviet policies and check for outliers that could help control our land further. It could be necessary that we implement some minor reforms that could come from Sablin's system to not only increase our popularity amongst former supporters, but to potentially have our own benefits to taking the ideas for ourselves. There might not be anything wrong with taking ideas from betrayal if those ideas are indeed beneficial for our own gain, isn't there? Tribute they refuse. The spirit of struggle. Pause. Right, cool. What's wrong with them? As Genov Genrikigata asked himself. Good as he asked himself as he walked, not bothering to look back at the entourage that flanked him. The weekly trip inspection had gone without any notable incident as usual, but this time Yagoda seemed much more impressed than usual. What do you mean, Comrade Yagoda? Was there some kind of problem? Boliznov tried to maintain an air of martial professionalism as he spoke, but his tone betrayed his slight hint of fear. Yagoda stepped back and looked at Maslov in the eyes. What do I mean? Did you see them? The boy who sneezed looked like he was about to shit himself. Perhaps they fear they'll disappoint you, Comrade Yagoda. Rest assured, these soldiers owe you their utmost devotion and loyalty. Yagoda was not impressed, and it showed. The only reason they're loyal to me is because they're terrified of me, not devoted. After a pause, the walk continued. Do you remember Twins Traders when those bastards were willing to follow that damn boy into hell when it came to it? I shudder to think how those frightened souls back there would do. Similar circumstances, the group finally arrived at the staff car. Time came for that afternoon's drills. Make sure these men are in good order next time, Comrade Field Marshal. I'll be in touch. After an exchange of salutes, Yagoda departed from the base. The quiet ride gave Yoda plenty of time to think. He knew that this problem was far from more company than just the army. The entire nation saw him as some kind of monster, despite all their efforts to hide these feelings from the public eye. Meanwhile, Bastard Sablin had transformed his image into one of a hero virtually overnight. Yagoda wondered if perhaps he should make some kind of attempt at softening his image. However, Yagoda knew that he could not risk looking like these desperate times. By the time Yagoda had arrived at his office, he made up his mind. I will give them reason to serve us. I will not expect their love, only their loyalty. Oh, that war support, though. It's gonna hurt, but I'll take the war support. Alright, oh, that dropped all the way down to 60. Okay. With secure control to get some stability up. The stability does affect political power gain, right? Yes, it does. Okay, please don't crash. I had to guess. No, it was not the border war causing this. Raid successful, it was, okay. Points of return. I'm in a hurry home with trucks filled with loot and blood smeared over their hands. They congratulate each other for successful raid against unsuspecting enemy, patting their comrades on the back, taking the last few shots at the survivors going away. We proclaim victory in the skirmish as our men cheer, whistle, and shakes of war eager to present to us the treasures they have prized their groups to run. Seize all that we can. It's event food for the hungry. Food for the hungry. Unless everyone finally has food for the night. We need no longer work on the empty bodies and broken hearts. Living off of half rations for months taught us all temperance and composure, but gnawing at our minds in a silent icy sick. Now that we have plenty of food for generations to come, the people of Irkutsk can be in their tolls without hunger bother them throughout their maddening, tiresome days. Guess we're not going hungry tonight. Very cool. Scavenge for loot. Ooh, we can go against them again. Cool. You guys are my favorite to bully. Mostly because of how often I get to do it. He's the party. No, thank you. It'll be a minute until we can go for it. Has successful raid, has successful raid. Persuade the party faction. Not yet. Not yet. There's still other ways we can get more party popularity. Things are trending up. Slowly, but they are trending up. But unfortunately, we have ran out of time for this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.